There we are. Yes. I do love remembering to use my microphone. It was rather helpful. Right, yes. Last time we were here, we had this stupid deck. The problem is, it doesn't work. For one important reason, namely the fact that, we need to fit into this the gambling passives. That's the major issue here. We do need to fit in the gambling passives. Hello, Giant. Welcome, welcome. We have a bit of a predicament. How are we doing? I'm doing good, thank you. I've had a good day so far. Currently, I am just looking at the slight issue we have ahead of us. Namely the fact that we might have to drop Omnibrace. Erosion deals... Okay, so let me get up... Hello, Swordbomb, hello. Let me bring up Tiferet database. Oh no, Wiki... Rona. Let's bring up the Flora Philosophies Realisation, just to quickly show you what the issue is. Right. So, why have I been DM'd? Hold on. Right. Bina. Apocalypse Bird. Here we are. Stagger damage does not matter. No. What we have the problem with is this. So, you'll see Tattered Bandages takes no damage from Bleed, Burn, or Fairy. This applies to all status effects. Every single status effect deals 0 damage to this bird. Because Ruiner is a well-coded game. So, the question is, how do we deal damage? Oh no, yes, that's the issue. The only real way I can think of to do this would have to just be gambling. Blockma? Blockma doesn't exist. Does that mean by extension White Knight is also immune to it? I have no idea. That's an issue we'll figure out later. That is an issue we will figure out later. But yeah. The only real thing I can think of is if we have anything that deals just direct, not direct damage, but like, as in, deals true damage. This is the being realization, but they do share the passive. That is a fair point that we'll have to consider later. Is this? Yeah. Because the additional problem is they have 300 HP. So, how the archive stream going? One of the best streams for a very long time. Yeah, annoyingly so. Yeah, no, it did very well. Still. G1, take 10. I've heard that's pretty good, actually. It's just as a side point rather over firebolts, but. Hello, Piggy. Hello. Also, hello, Evanus. And hello, Zullet. Welcome. Double kick. Double kick costs 1, I believe. But that's 1 damage, which 200 clashes? They have what? How many pages a turn? Assuming so they use 1 judgment, which means and how many dice do they have? I don't know how many dice they have, like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? No, hold on. Let's just go for a vague estimate. Let's go 12. Erosion deals no damage, because this game is great. But yeah, so you have 12 by 1 damage. I'm an idiot. I meant to do 300 by 12.
$13.43 to the Lunacy
25
Fund,
turns.
DM's little sibling of MPE.
Right. Nugget swap key page of the Yan Nugget. I like Yan. Sure, although I'm not sure if Yan will still have a place. But if Yan still has a place, then yeah, I'll swap you out CBD. Per hit? Yeah, no, but we can hit far more than we can clash, is the only issue. That's the sole reason why that's still better. Let me quickly grab... Thank you once again for the donation, CBT. There we go. Hold on. Why is it... Maybe if I don't know why it's not here. Maybe it's... Hold on. Oh, they were above the stream for some reason. There we are. Okay, fix that. I need to mess around with all my monitors every time I do that just so everything's kept in line. There we are. Would Bayard's page... Force staggering... Well, staggering doesn't matter. Although I get where you're coming from for the final phase. Staggering up until then does not matter. That is not the issue we have. The issue we have is the fact that... I mean, we can replace... The problem is... So... Okay. We can replace Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood. That is, like... If we replace Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood, or Bina, do you have anything I can replace? I can replace her healing, but do I want to replace her healing? If I replace her healing, then how does she heal? She would not. No, because she also doesn't have any evades, so... Who has the highest speed range? Do any of you have a way to consistently gain more speed? No, I mean, I think we just for all of you replace... Well, not all of you. We need one person to have Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood. Only one person needs Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood to deal stagger damage each turn, so now from this we go like this. Also, yes, hello, Ashrock, hello. Let's go for Rose, for Quantum Leap, and Dimensional Sections. Oh, we're full. Well, we don't need, that. We're never using Stacking Deck anyway. If we just keep our PT with... Oh, our PT never had it to begin with. Okay, well then you can instead get yourself some W Corp stuff. And then... Sorry, is it only you who has... Oh, you were the only two that had... Okay, so I guess, yeah, Olivia retains Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood. And then everyone else... Do I feel like I need to replace something for it, because otherwise I'm not going to do it. I mean, this is useless. Really? I mean, it's decently useful. I guess we replace Mirage with, San? Not San. It's just... Sweepers with W Core passives? Ooh, that might be an ankle. Sin does nothing, by the way. Sin does nothing as well. No statuses do anything. So... It has to be W Corp. I think W Corp is genuinely the only one to work. Also, rather than... that... Part of me does want to... replace that with Baleful Brand. I think I prefer Baleful Brand than the Mass Attack. Blush. Sure thing, Bacon. Thank you. If it's put in one Abno, Limbus lobotomy into Rona as a floor Abno, which one would it be?
Fish Zero added $2 to the Lunacy Fund. Blow high.
I need to resize it. If I could have one as a fight. I think the most... What would the most interesting fight be? See, I'm not sure what the most interesting fight would be, which is... yeah. Let me think about that. What would you all pick, chat? I'm curious. What would chat pick? Yeah, well, I've heard when is something that somebody else who's running this is enjoying at the moment. Could I look up when? Oh no. Because of course it's the special characters that you can't type out normally. Oh. Also, that would have to be here as well. The usual streamer? Sure thing.
J1NX3 added $5 to the Lunacy Fund, the usual streamer.
There you are, and there you are. I'm gonna make them smaller because they sort of block up the blur hush. There we are. Okay. Alright, let's get back into things. Oh! If I, can I shoot and pick an inseparable pair? Huh? Oh, what's an inseparable pair? I'm curious. Yin and Yang in the same fight. Ooh. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so how would Yin and Yang work as a fight? That's interesting. Let's talk about that whilst we do this. I'm going to use Maximum, by the way, because we have done the first phases now. Literally nothing. Also, the RNG in this fight isn't really with roll values. I just don't want to have to deal with them. But yeah. How would they fight? I think it would be interesting. I was going to say you could do a turn, like a timer-based thing, but I just realized the one and only fight that has like timer-related stuff is just miserable. So I wouldn't really want to invent another Price of Silence. I feel like that would not be a good idea. I'm gonna take that so I can use it against someone else. Win clashed against Ying, lose clashed against Yang. Ooh. What if... hold on. So, canonically dragons in the city are supposed to have reverse scale, which is like their... not counter, but the way you stop them from doing stuff is hitting their reverse counter. It makes them... there's something to do with a reverse scale. Sorry. I think, for me, the way you could make a really interesting adaptation of getting that reverse scale into stuff would be to have it so when you hit one, it gives the opposing one strength. So what you have to do is you have to balance power null with hitting each of them equally and buffing the other. I think that would be an interesting way to force people to think about things. Did I could have sworn I played a clone on you. Why did it not clone Baleful Brand? Oh, the brace. I'm just gonna hope that means that you have what you need. The clone went first, so... if I say the clone went first enough, do you reckon it will actually have gone first? I keep forgetting to play these, which is really annoying. I should really remember to play them, but here we are. Did you have a good day? I have had a really good day so far, thank you, yeah. They merged eviscerates the pool for the rest of the game? No, I think... I think it definitely should be... You have to alternate your attacks between them to keep pushing them back whilst you kill them. And then if you... But if you hit one too much, then they'll get far too strong and, you know, destroy you. Also, wow, Chiwen is just... let me check the bet. Will Coops complete the realization in 3 tries? Ah, well, that's 1 try down. How are you preventing damaging via clashing? Damage doesn't occur via clashing. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Oh, I mean, I may as well draw that one. Oh, Soul Link would be cool. More Unity. More Unity would be a good idea. Yeah. I would love to see Unity actually exist in the game. I think it would be really cool to genuinely see Unity in earlier fights. Because there is a bit of a problem with Unity where it just never shows up. Ever. Until you reach the end of the game, and that's all you get, really. Can't you trigger lamps? Yes, but then they take 25 stagger damage each. So... Roguelike Reborn. I didn't particularly enjoy the roguelike mod, because... in my eyes, the roguelike mod was... It felt like it forced you to do a bit too much deck rebalancing, but still. The whole game is made in Unity, though. Is it made... Hold on, that's a question I have. What game engine is Ruiner made in? Oh, Jesus. Thank you so much, Jinx. I was not expecting to see that. Wow, thank you. It is made in Unity. Ah, cool. Cool. Members, spam lunacy. I will never stop doing it like that. Despite the fact that I could probably not slap my desk and it would have the same effect. But, you know, shh. They made a custom engine so it could be more buggy. No, that's Limbus. How is everyone finding the new Limbus engine? Because I've heard it's been interesting for some people. I don't want to risk that. I'm just going to use the clone. You should probably... Okay, you can't use that on yourself. Good to know. Dude, we're not redirecting them. Hold on. Let me not make that mistake again. Yeah, hold on. There we are. Look, chat, I learn from my mistakes sometimes. On occasion, I learn from my mistakes. Very rarely, I learn from my mistakes. The trigrams? I can't use the trigrams. They're frozen. I just woke up. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Yan. Sorry, yes, I probably should have switched. You know what they say about broken clocks? What? Limbus is Unity 2? No, I could have sworn Limbus just switched the engine. Am I going mad? I could have sworn Limbus just switched engine. Because that's why they've been having all the issues. Specifically because they changed the engine. To a newer Unity. Oh. Okay then, ignore me. Okay. I love Power Null. Say it with me, chat. We love Power Null. Okay. I think the only fight that does Power Null correctly is Zhao's. I think that is, in my opinion, the only fight that does it properly, because it turns Power Null into something you have control over, rather than just a general, like, fuck you move. That's my opinion. I like Yan's Power Null is cool too. I think Yan's Power Null or whatchamacallit. Who's the smiling? No, not smiling girl. The regret hammer person. That for me, I think the Power Null is annoying unless you choose who gets Power Null. Which is the reason why I really like their versions of Power Null, because their versions of Power Null are about deciding who you are happiest with taking the Power Null, rather than just, fuck you, Power Null. I probably should have put that on them, because that's going to do nothing to them, but, you know. Oh well. Roscoe gave Power Null because Zhao's Power Null is just every odd turn or every even turn. Ah, right, I've misremembered that. But I still think it's a cool... It's something you engage with. But... Am I misremembering? Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Would not be the first time. Have we seen any of the gambling passives go off yet? I genuinely do not believe we have seen any of the gambling passives go off yet. Also, Yan is yet to draw a proper card. That really doesn't matter for literally anyone else. Please don't tell me... Why are they all using... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter so much on, like... No, it matters on you. Although that wins. Confirmed. And that wins confirmed. And that doesn't matter, really. Might as well take a chance of winning that, but... Coops, you're good at Limbus. Decently, I would say. I'd say I'm decently good at it. I mean, it depends what you say good at, really. I just realized I'm an idiot. I've been treating 333 like I've been treating 333 like clone. That's not at all what it is. Oh, I'm actually an idiot. Okay. Damn. Chat, I might be stupid. I might be stupid, chat. But yeah, would it be worth it to roll the new banner? It is never worth rolling on a banner. Just, okay. I'm gonna say, even if I don't do it myself, I'm going to say the mathematical truth of the matter. You get more value out of turning your lunacy into Enkerfelon refills, which you can then spend. That is objectively the best value for money you'll get. Do I always do that? No. No, I'm guilty of not always doing that. Also, I don't want to play any of these at the moment. I'll draw one page, why not? I myself am guilty of not always doing that. However, it is the best way. If you want to get pure value out of your lunacy, do that. But, yeah. Will I be rolling on the banner? No, I have enough boxes. I'll just be waiting a week. Like, in the grand scheme of things, a week is not that long. Also, they're going to get staggered, which is really annoying, but still. That's the scale. I am curious, can we, within this one turn, deal enough damage to them to properly kill? Because the problem is, if Zhao and Olivia get, whatchamacallit, if they get hit with the dice lock now, there is nothing I can do to stop them dying. Other than tanking all of these attacks. That is, like, the only thing I can do at that point. So, the hope is that that doesn't come to pass, because there's nothing I can do about it if it does. We clone. And then we brace up. I've put those the wrong way around. I may as well just leave that blank because there's no way that wins against that either. Okay. Hello, Onyx Smoker. Welcome to the stream. Trip doing 1 million MD runs is boring as fuck. Okay, so I have to say, I have actually been enjoying doing MD runs lately. I have enjoyed, because what I'm doing basically is I'm going through and checking all the team loadouts, because there are a stupid amount of ego guests for teams, which, in my opinion, are actually quite fun to play around with now. I just realized she went and inflicts burn to self. Huh. That might not be good for Zhao's Pierce. Although it does do a lot of burns, so... that's an issue I'm going to have to confront at a later point. I'm sure they heal enough to out-heal it. That's fine. Okay, this is good. I actually got the one scenario that I can prevent. And then we go 1 degraded berry on you. And then we just leave this. Because we're dealing with you, we're dealing with you. You really didn't need to max roll there. Doesn't Zhao take no damage from... Zhao doesn't, yes, but PT. I do enjoy MDEs, but MD just for crates. I don't do MDs just for crates, though. That's why I don't. And Mirror Dungeon, its best state in terms of design, the time it takes hasn't gotten any better. My main problem... hold on. My graduation exam ends tomorrow. Would you recommend starting Limbus or doing a stupid Ruiner challenge run? I'm going to echo what Kamui said at a certain point to me, which is simply the fact that you should treat Limbus Company like an idle game. If you go into Limbus Company wanting to actively get stuff done, you are going to be very disappointed. I would recommend starting an account and just slowly progressing your way through it whilst you play a Ruiner Challenge run. There's actually been a really cool mod recently I've seen which is... I can't quite remember what it's called. If somebody could send it in chat, I'll quickly talk about it. But it's an overhaul mod that somehow actually adapts the game well. Hello, Hedgehog Border. Hello. You make your follow goal? Oh, I do have ace followers. That's nice. Honestly, I'm really happy with how quickly Twitch is growing. It is going really well. And that makes me happy. Well, it makes Limbus like Ruin where you get IDs from battles would be cool. That'd be cool, yeah. This is a mod that makes whatchamacallit? This is a mod that makes Ruiner like Limbus, but in a well-done way. If that makes sense. I also just realized now that I'm not going to get this off before that. That's really annoying. I mean, what I can do is... Wait, no, I realize now. I realize what I do. I do this. The 2 hits get hit by that and that. Then we have 1 hit, which takes out another. 1 hit, which takes out another. And then a final hit, which takes out all of the counter dice. And then I just need to only use the low speed stuff. Because if I use the high speed stuff, I'm going to explode. That's what I have to get used to. I can take 1 hit of 25, so we'll put the brace up there. Just like I can take 1 hit of 25, so we'll put the brace up there. And then you just deal with these. Okay. As for you, let's restore 1 light just to get that trigram out of the way. And I want you to restore another light, so, okay. Oh, no, we're not going to get one of them out of the way, because that's a mass attack. Oh, no, I guess we got them all out of the way in the end. That's good. Okay, now it's counting. But, Sentinel's not finished for anyone wondering? Yeah, no, it's... Oh, hold on, let me find the mod. Let me find the mod. I don't know where it would be. It would be like... Here we are. Found it. Copy link. Here it is. Neo's Library of Ruina. This is quite a good overhaul mod. I like it. But, I'd recommend trying it. Gonna try Refraction Railway 6 Section 2. Ooh, good luck. This is quite cool. Because, despite having sanity here, the mod isn't very good at advertising that this sanity does not affect roll ranges. Sanity is actually unique to each key page. So, for example, let me quickly just find, in Ruina has images. Has image. You have... I'm going to try and find an example of the sanity. Here. Sanity, Patron Librarian. At 15 or higher sanity, gain +1 light capacity. If sanity is 30 or higher, draw a page at the start of the scene as well. At -15 or lower sanity, gain 1 clash power at the start of the scene. If sanity is at -30% or lower, gain 1 clash power and 1 bind at the start of the scene. That's really cool. Sanity doesn't just affect how highly you roll or how lowly you roll. It actually has different buffs. And that I find really cool. It's actually thought through. Let me find some other examples of sanity. I know there were others posted, so I'm gonna quickly try and find it. But But yeah, it's quite cool. It's quite cool. hold on, I just need to bring up. They've implemented counters that are Limbus counters. So if use this page against that character, only one counter page can be activated at a time. Unused removal dice from this page. So it's a non-clashable counter in Ruiner for the early stages of the game, which I think is really cool. This is Neo's Ruiner, I believe, or Neo's Library. Just look up Neo. Neo will be there. Let me look for more vanities. Sunny Streetlight Office, here. I'm talking about Neo's Ruiner. Let me quickly I have it on paste, so I can quickly just... Neo's Library of Ruiner. This is the mod I'm talking about. At 15 or higher sanity, gain 1 haste at the start of the scene. If sanity is 30% or higher, upon winning a clash with offensive dice, inflict 1 burn as well. At minus 15 or lower sanity, gain 1 clash power up at the start of the scene. If sanity is 30% or lower, gain 1 clash power up and 2 bind at the start of the scene as well. And what I really like, what I really, really like about this mod too is Neo, the developer, has actually tried their hardest to make the passives written like Ruiner passives. So it's still in development, the mod is still in development, but these passives don't have a bunch of stupid numbers and stuff like that. I don't appreciate sanity in Ruiners. There was motion coins as admin page that acts as a better sanity system. I mean, the difference is this isn't Limbus sanity. It's a different type of sanity. But, yeah. I find it really cool how because, okay, the ethos that the mod developer has was, basically, hold on, sorry, one moment, I'm being... Yeah, me when I get you. Huh? What is going on? Why am I being messaged? Right. Okay, still. The developer's ethos about mod design is that all of Limbus's stuff, basically, whenever Limbus ports something from Ruiner over to Limbus, it doesn't directly port it 1-for-1. Therefore, why should Limbus stuff ported to Ruiner be ported directly 1-for-1? And I think that's really cool. I think that is really, really cool. So I'm gonna be doing a playthrough of that in the future, because I think it's quite the cool idea. And then we don't have 3, so then we do 2. Can't we just attack them? Like, it's offensive. Oh, wait. We don't have our usual things anymore. I'm beginning to notice an issue. We no longer have defensive dice to clash there. This is still attempt 2, yeah. The mod is not done up to endgame now. How are you actually supposed to be able to hit them, by the way? I guess it's just use the special combat page against the character that attacked him last. That's it. I don't quite get how you're supposed to attack them normally. Could anyone explain to me what I'm supposed to do? Like, as in what you're supposed to normally do to attack this one? Figure it out. Well, that's really fucking useful. Thank you. I'll check the wiki. Oh, wait, it uses evade dice every so often. Okay. That's how. Good to know. You've never played Rona? Ah, well, welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying. Is there really any point in dealing damage at this point, then? We may as well just clash if the entire point is to gun him down next turn. Although Chi-Wen is good healing. Gonna inflict double self-burn? I am unsure. We will see next time. Okay, yeah, so they do get evades. I see. Me when waiting for the gimmick explains the gimmick. Oh, do they not? Oh, they don't have the strength gain passive when they're like this. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we may as well just gun them down then, right? I'm just gonna do this because otherwise we're gonna get hit with the whatchamacallit. The fact that we have no light. That's I don't know why I was saying that like there was some special term for it. It is literally just we're going to run out of light. Can we deal enough damage? This is an important question. Oh. Why did I try and break it? I have to say, by the way, also, hold on. If the character takes damage, we don't deal damage. The game is just lying there. It should not do that. So anyway, the way we are going to resolve this is decently simple. I mean, that's a 9 to 9, so we just do... I could do that, but I don't want to risk it. So let's just... Is this a bad idea? Yeah, we only need to deal with one thing, so it's better to do that. I really didn't need all that light then, but oh well. Hey, look, chat, card draw. Oh, chat was paused. Ah. Do you have any counter die? I do not have counter die, no. I love the idea of Runa, but a more comprehensive version of A with actually good people's devs. Yeah, no. The dev is actually really cool. I've spoken to them for a little bit. They're quite cool. they're a real, kind, nice person. And they... Okay, and when they were asked about down-tiering, which is, like, a very important thing because down-tiering is a stupid, stupid thing and should not exist, they said, why would I intend for down-tiering? Oh, did that tie? Their view on how their mod should be is that it's a vanilla experience, and therefore why would they add or remove things from vanilla? So their view on, like, sniping or on down-tier... They think down-tiering is nonsensical, why would you down-tier? And that book sniping is a part of Ruiner, therefore it should be allowed. Also, we staggered them. We really didn't need to deal with bonus attacks, but... What's the mod? This is Neo's Library Ruiner. What's down-tiering? Okay, so down-tiering is the idea that you should only use content before a certain point to do it. So, for example, in no-hitting communities. In no-hitting communities, down-tiering... Or it's generally you're supposed to same-tier. Which is, you're only supposed to use... So, it depends on the version of the thing. For the instance we're talking about, down-tiering is, if you have a certain level of Library Ruiner, you could only use stuff from below that point, not on the same row. So yeah. You're telling me they aren't trying to police a single-player mod? Precisely! Yeah, because they're an actually normal and sane person. Which is strange that that's something we have to celebrate. Let's go for strength. And for you, do you happen to have any strength, my good friend? Yes, you do. 4 strength to her. Everybody needs to spend one of their points attacking him so we don't have a build-up of sin. All we can do after this is hope that our gambles pay off. By the way, I haven't been using Maxman. I wasn't wrong when I thought the fact that it would just literally do nothing. The fight is consistent. The only problem is going to be gambling, which is not something we could, you know, make consistent if we wanted to. We do want to, but it's not something we would have any say over regardless. So we just sort of have to do this and pray. This is Hardstock and Bina Realization and the non-guest. What stage of the realization are you stuck on, out of curiosity? Have you seen FNAF World Refreshed? I do want to play FNAF World Refreshed. Actually, that is something I'm curious about. Chat, would you all be interested in watching me play FNAF fan games? Because if you would be interested in watching me play FNAF fan games, I do want to try some out. Yes, absolutely would, absolutely. Nice. What would be top of everyone's list? Because I'm curious to take suggestions first. Wow, we somehow tied perfectly there. It doesn't... Well, I mean, hitting matters. We do want to hit. Oh, they were blocking the sin attacks. That's not good. It would be easier at this point to offload all of our sin onto them. Yeah, let's just quickly do that. and then we have them clash, like actually clash attacks, so that they lose the defense on their dice. How much do you have? You have 2 you need to get rid of, and you have 1 you need to get rid of, and Bina needs to get rid of 2. So let's hit you with a fairy. That is a really, like, mad thing to do to somebody, but we kind of have to. Now here's the problem, though. The birds. We could do this as another mass attack. Because then that'll take out all the birds again. And I do think not clashing the birds is the way to go about this phase. Because we just need to deal enough to kill. That's our main goal. Every time they hit us, that is a problem for us. Oh, and of course they gain power by the amount of sin a person has, so they can just... That's a really big issue. We're about to stagger, which is good, because then that means that we get, like, a turn to just... Oh, I really wish you hadn't have procced that. Please, save your procs for the boss. Please stop Why are we only getting procs against them? Anyway, Frick Bear's being a Regolith Fires. I do want to try Frick Bears, yeah. Yeah. Juniors. Juniors is cool. Juniors is definitely cool. Right, well, yeah, they're fucking staggered. Great, thank you. Can I give them back light? Because if I can give Bina 1 light... 1 page, why thank you, that's really helpful. Okay, let's go for 3. So I'm gonna hit 2 Chi-Wens. And 1 brace up. I just realized, is it 3+? If 3 or more characters have 3+, which is going to be... We have to hit them even whilst they're staggered. Because if we don't hit them whilst they're staggered, we build up too much sin. That is really annoying. I really wish the gambling passives had gone better for us. There's still going to be 3 with 3 or more. No, there's nothing we can do about it now because the birds exist and the birds count. Because it's... If 3 or more characters, they count as characters, I think. Joy of Creation. I have not played the Joy of Creation. I think I would, like, lose my mind with her. Tyke & Sons? I've heard Tyke & Sons is really hard as well, actually. That fucking bird that I hate, yeah. How on earth are we supposed to get the required amount of procs here? Because then they use their mass attack, targets with 3+ marks a sinner killed instantly, which just explodes them. I guess, like... I genuinely have no idea. How do you do damage? W Corp, yeah. Okay, I am curious, Cherry. How on earth did you do this? Because this is misery incarnate. We're about to lose these two. I probably could have used a brace up on them so I would only lose one. Is it really just a timer? Is that it? W Corp has this? Yeah, but like... It's not a timer? How the fuck? Okay, hold on. I guess you sacrifice one person? But then... yeah, you sacrifice one person and then everyone gets rid of their sin each turn? Because in theory you can survive with 2 people, but is 2 people really enough to kill the final phase? Sting can be transferred to the birds? I'm an idiot. Right, okay, so the starting thing you do is you transfer all your sin to the birds, and then you do... I was an idiot. I was an idiot. No, I didn't know, because that's not how you do the gimmick in the Abno fight. Oh, God. Roland cannot gain sin, yeah, so then the only thing you can do is them. Wow. In the original Amno fight, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to juggle it around between your own librarians. That is the entire point of it. Well, there's no way I can get rid of it here. Also, attacking and damaging them, by the way, the damage is irrelevant. Well, okay, I guess they're just dying. Nothing I can do about that. Oh, this is really annoying. Now I'm gonna have to go back to the fucking... Do either of you have W Corp passives? Not enough. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to the start. I don't want to go back to the start. Okay, well, here's the third attempt. This is a run reset? Yep, that's a forced reset. I hate this fight so much. It's just a... Tap sign politely. Okay, CBT. I will quickly go change it for you. The run back's too long. I don't want to fucking do it. Yes, CBT you will get. You. And you will get PT. This is attempt 3. Well, chat, how's everyone's days going? Mine just got a whole lot worse. Look, I mean, at least it isn't the solo challenge, sure. But the issue is, in my mind, is it isn't an interesting run back. Nothing about it is a fun run back. It's just, well done, you died. Now go do the same shit over again. There's nothing interesting about what I have to do here. There's no clever plays or interesting tech. It's just I do the same shit. If I know what's the mod for the protection? The mod for the protection is, oh god, what's it called again? It's... I think it's called 500 Protection. You can find it on Steam. You got this? Thank you, babe. Would you like to play Archive? Honestly, I've been having more fun with Archive. Get the rest of the phase until I found a build which took like 3 tries, at which point I just did the... Okay, well, that's the 3rd attempt, so fuck me. I'm not counting that. Don't pay out the bets. That doesn't count as an attempt. To the realization from the start to avoid runbacks. In your opinion, do you think this build would work? Is Arcade actually fun? Yeah, no, I'm actually having fun with it. Do not pay out the bets. Meme from Orville? Yes, it is. You can play Archive now? Nice. We'll have to play it later. Yeah. Cherry, does this build work, in your opinion? Yes or no? Haze out, Blahaj? No. Do not. Is Bina going to be the main floor after this? No. No, I don't think she will. Well, there is no main floor after this. We are right at the end. There is no main floor. Yeah, main floor for what? That is the question. There is one more fight that we get to choose our team for. I forgot about someone Roland. Roland the Servant. Well, okay, I suppose, yes. You needed damage funds for Justicia. I guess we switch out them for like a maximum defensive stacking. I'm not sure if I can do... Of course I can do stagger damage. That's what erosion is, and also I have this. Also, I have Force of a Wildfire. Not Force of a Wildfire, sorry. I have Hugging Fire sitting on Brushwood. When targets hit by melee attacks from this character take burn damage at the end of the scene and attack, they also take stagger damage equal to half of the burn damage. Thank you for following. That's a hell of a name. Oh. Hello, hi, yes, hello, top 10 Octopus. Thank you for following. Oh. Yeah, sorry, but they clear all status ailments? Yes, but they regain them. Right? I would assume. We can check. Is immune to status elements. Oh, I see. How much stagger they have? 250. Honestly, at this point, just give me a build. I'm tired of doing this run back just to die at the end. Alright, one moment, chat. I'm quick to go do something, and I will be back. Sure, if you just want to DM that to me, that would be great. Cool. Anyway, see you all. I'll probably leave you with chair stream, so here you are. Right. Hello, everyone. Holy, the bitrate is so much better on Twitch than YouTube. Really? Wow. Damn. Ah, he's back. Good content is over. Okay, then. Okay. Benefair and Zhao burn for damage. That makes a lot of sense. Moment long arms to finish off using Great Serpent's Impact. Okay, so... Out of curiosity, does the blunt stagger effect still apply? Even when you can't deal damage? Does it improve... I guess it wouldn't... It's staggered damage, isn't it? So, I guess I go for Great Serpent's Impact. Oh no, I would want the actual, like, blunt rolling, wouldn't I? Hexnal Rodian is my favorite ego. Hexnal Rodian is a cool ego, honestly. Let's change... Okay, you know what? Bacon, you get to hold on to Jean. I'm definitely not biased in any way, shape, or form. Then Piggy is going to... I'm going to get rid of... Who did I have on you? Olivia. I'm going to get rid of Olivia because we need a tank. So we're going to have... Honestly, no. The purple... I can't... The purple tier is Piggy's key page. There's just... There's nothing I can do about that. The purple tier must go to Piggy. And Evan Jenny, you can get Maxim. Bayard plus Walter's passive but W Corp passive for power? What on earth? For sweepers, what sort of damage would that do? I am curious. Okay, chat. In your opinion, what is the way I could go about getting more viewership? I am genuinely curious. Why do you all watch the stream? Because lately, stream viewership has been on a bit of a downturn. And I would like, if possible, to undo that. But I'm not quite sure how I could do that. I could do run around. Puppeter's block pages? That's fine. I don't need them, really. Watch for the chat and you, Mr. Streamer? You should do a girlfriend stream. I could stream with you, Bacon. I could stream with you. That is true. I ain't got no other streamer to watch. That's fair. That's fair. And watch you because you do funny masochistic Project Moon content? I see. Interesting, interesting. Because the Rhino Rams are one thing, but if I did Scattering Slash... The problem is I can't fit a Scattering Slash in with the Rhino Rams because I don't have a way to gain charge then, and charge is quite important for the strategy. Because then you receive 30% less damage, plus that, plus then I guess we go for, we'd need Mind Hauler. Well, we need the Haulers. Valerie, Lila. Grit. And then a boob. Oh, really? Are we full on passives? Do we need Health Hauler? Hit a Haunter that's affected by a Fogler's Bird. Very fair, very fair. I watched to see this man slowly go insane. Yeah, I see. I'm waiting for the Binding of Isaac stream. Interesting. You could kill Philip for his passives. I don't really like to get passives like that. I feel it's a bit cheaty for me. This is a pretty chill channel. It's like Kamui, but more intelligent, if you can call it. That's nice. That's nice. I do... Okay, so, now that I am on holiday for the next 3 months, I am actually going to try uploading more. So, a few things in the works. I'm going to start working on writing a script for a guide to every Ruiner boss. Obviously, there's this video, which will come out sometime in the future, and I've got a few more things in the works, but still. The Burn Path video essay is being worked on. It will be being worked on, yeah, don't worry. The Maxor? Okay. Whilst I would do the Maxor, there is one thing getting in the way, in my opinion, of doing the Maxor, and that is the simple fact that somebody called Bagbass is doing one. And they are an infinitely better editor than I am. Like, it is not even close in terms of skill at editing. So it's up. That's what they can do. They can do that one. That's all them. That is all them. They will do a far better job of it than I could ever. So yeah. Nothing is too cheap for a challenge runner unless it's breaking the challenge or loopholes. For me, the reason why I don't like it is because this says it is no return. The entire point is you're not supposed to get stuff from here and then go back. You can, and if it was required, then yes, we would, but I don't like doing it, personally. Is that the one doing animated sprites? I don't know if he's doing animated sprites. I just know he's hard, and I'll find his profile so you can see him. He's not streaming at the moment. Hold on. I don't think does he stream? I'm not sure. Where is he? He's offline at the moment, I believe. Maybe. Trying to find him on the APR server, and this is proving to be a problem. No, I'm just blind and don't know the alphabet. View for profile. Yeah, Bagbass. This guy. They got a Twitch? Really? Hold on. I take it they don't... Do they stream very often? 104 followers. I need to beat them. I need to have more followers. Because there's literally no way I get more subscribers. They are currently sitting at like 20k. Yeah, 22.8k. They are a big YouTuber. What do you call the other Ruiner tracks? And when do you do videos? I will do videos on those tracks, but they're... I'm not sure what I'd call them. They don't have as succinct names, but there's... The furthest most right track is about the consequence of your actions. The right track is love, and the burn track is the nickname I have for it. Then you've got escapism is the second track, and then the leftmost track is giving up your free will is on, and more about religion and the like. But yeah, this is the person. They are doing one on Ruiner at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that to them. They clearly are doing better. Like, Jesus Christ. I wish. No. So yeah. Coop's high key do a 5-hour breakdown of Roland's character. If you want a video like that, I hate to break it to you, but there happens to be another video essay that somebody has already done. And this is a very good one. This is one of the 2 videos that got me into Project Moon. This is one of the 2. So, yeah. I can't do better than this.
I have nothing but myself.
This is it. This is, if you ask somebody for a Project Moon video essay, this is the video you're getting. Index / Agalia's burn and charge. Charge is fair. Charge is definitely the furthest most, for sure. But yeah, Unmasking One's Agony is just the Project Moon video essay. It's interesting. They do... I think they have other things, but I've not checked any of them out. Is that... Dongrang? Interesting. Yeah, no, I've not checked their other stuff out, but I'm sure they probably have some stuff. Video on Jetstream Sam. That is unsurprising. Is the charge track really love? No, the burn track's really love. I've actually never watched that video. You should give it a try. It's a good one. But yeah, I'm hoping to get better at editing because I still need to get better at editing. But really, that's all I can say. Yeah. I need to become successful. I don't know how to become successful. That's why I was asking, in case anyone was curious, because stream viewership fluctuates wildly, and I was hoping to learn why stream viewership fluctuates wildly so I could make it fluctuate less wildly. Hopefully, please. But yeah, no, I'm not quite sure how to do that. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and hoping that works. But sure. Yeah, better thumbnails than the dude making Max for Project Man. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of that has to go down to Kiwi, unless you mean stream thumbnails, at which point I make stream thumbnails myself, and then Kiwi makes most of the video thumbnails. Benny Show VT. Sometimes viewership just fucks. It takes a while for an audience really becomes consistent. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Pycron, if you have any more questions, DM me so I said. Will do, Cherry. Have fun. What do you expect to have already done by the end of the year? Well, I mean, top of the list is getting into the university of choice I have. That's like top of my list. The problem is I'm not sure if I'm going to get into it. That's the major worry I have at the moment, because... So, I need to explain how the exam system works in Britain, because it's stupid and I hate it so much, but unfortunately I have to go through it. So, yeah, the way it works is basically, you get tested throughout the year. And then across the period of doing these tests, they begin to build up, like, an idea of how you'll do. Your teachers do. This then gets settled as something which is called a UCAS grade. And a UCAS grade is effectively the teachers going, okay, well, we think this student is going to get XYZ on their exams, and so you can send that off to the universities, and then you apply to the universities with those UCAS predicted grades. The problem is, once you have your UCAS predicted grades, which are only based on the prior schoolwork you've done, you then have to get those grades. And if you don't get those grades, say for example you have a really bad test, fuck you. That's it. Fuck you. You don't get any help with it. If, say, you had an offer for AAA, which is entirely based on how you did prior in the year, you then, if you don't get that A in the final terminal examinations, go fuck yourself. Nothing you can do about it. Oh, you want to improve? Who fucking cares? You don't have another chance to improve. That's it. That was your one chance, and if you didn't pull it off, go fuck yourself. Which is the reason why I really hate the British exam system, because, it's stupid. So, you can get slightly below the requirements and still get let in. That does happen, but it's less consistent than just getting the grades you need, is the issue. If you just get the grades you need, then you get let in for, sure. Your minimum requirements are set by your teachers instead of the university itself. No, the grades that you say you will get are set by your teachers. But if you don't then get those grades, which are only designed... So I did 3 tests, right? I did 3 tests for each of my subjects, so, which happened across the space of 3 weeks. Which, by the way, I was sick for one of them because I was taking a different type of medication because I had, like, a really, really bad throat soreness that hadn't got away for a very long time. So, you can get special consideration, but it's like a mark. It's basically nothing. So then I have to hope that what I've gotten there, those grades I have, will match my predicted grades. So how do I explain this? You don't want to make the teachers underestimate you. You want to make the teachers get a good understanding of where you're at, so that when the time comes for them to put in your predicted grades, they will value you at the correct point. But the problem is then... So, okay, Maths 1 this year. Maths 1 this year was so bad, it got put in the news. Let me find this, hold on. BBC Maths Paper 1. I just want to bring this up. It was so remarkably bad. Okay, that's fucking stupid. Yes, it's terminal examinations. Which means that all of the stuff you do throughout the year, no matter how good you were throughout the year, if you don't get the grades when it comes down to the wire, nothing you can do about it. They don't impact any of what else you did. But, like, hold on. Let me, Yeah. A-level maths exam marking to be watched closely by regulator after students say paper was unfair. Because this was the day after the paper. There was a petition signed by over 20,000 people calling for the paper to be reviewed. 20,000 students. Bear in mind, maths students, England A-levels. Numbers? I don't know, how do I... So, okay. This was in 2025. There were 112,000 total. Right? Of that 112,000, let's go it would be Edexcel Paper 1 petition. Here we are. Of that number, 37,000 signed for it to be checked. So let's assume that the numbers are the same. We want to quickly grab 112, 138 divided by... I've done this the wrong way around. It was right the first time. It would be 37467 divided by 112138 times by 100. Now, assuming people haven't signed it multiple times, about a third of the students said this paper was miserable. And not just miserable, they said it was so bad that it needed to be checked out by the head of examinations in Britain. Because, and I can tell you from experience, this paper, I could do up to question 7. Everything up to question 7, perfectly fine. Amazing test. Brilliant stuff. Hit question 8, I felt like I knew nothing. And I'm a decently good student. The university I have an offer to go for is the second best university in Britain, I think. It's quite highly rated. I'm not going to say the specific values, because I just realized that saying the specific values would would immediately out me. But it is a very good university. And even I felt like I knew nothing. This is in maths. So that sounds really egotistical, and it is quite egotistical. But what I'm saying is it was so profoundly stupid that even I knew people so okay, I need to explain there's 2 types of maths in the UK. There's further maths and there's maths. Further maths involves stuff like, hold on, let me quickly get up PMT past papers. I'm going to get up this kind of stuff that's on further maths, just to give an example of what the stuff was. A-level maths. One moment, need to wait for it to load. Edexcel further A-level. And then let's go for the 2024 paper, because that's 2024 paper for paper 1. Where a and b are real constants, given that 2 plus 5i, I being an imaginary number, is the root of the equation fz equals 0, determine all other roots of the equation fz equals 0. Now, this one isn't actually too bad because you can show that... Wait. Actually, hold on, how do you do this? Because I was going to say you can set it so that the quadratic, but that's not a quadratic, that's a quintic. How do you solve a quintic to have imaginary roots? Do you have to divide... Oh, you would divide by 2 plus 5i, and then you would find a way that the square root of all of them would be... God. No. That's the first question. Let's go for the final question on the... So, because the idea is that the paper should get harder as time goes on. So... Oh, that was the fun part. So... Scientists studying the type of A bacteria and type of B. At time t days, the number of type A bacteria x and the number of type B bacteria y are modeled by the differential equations here. Show that the second differentiation of x with regards to t, minus 4 minus dx to dt plus 5x equals 0. From these. I don't even know how to do differential equations. There's also hyperbolic trig functions somewhere on this paper. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, this is the kind of stuff that further math students have to do. Here we are. The complex number z equals e to the power of I theta, where theta is real. Show that z to the power of n plus 1 over zn equals 2 cos n theta. Huh? Show that cos to the power of 5 theta equals 1 over 6 cos 5 theta plus 5 cos 3 theta plus 10 cos theta. Hence, making your reasoning clear, determine all solutions of cos 5 theta plus 5 cos 3 theta plus 12 cos theta equals 0, which you would solve 5 cos theta, cos to the power of 5 theta, and then into the interval of that, which is radians. This is further maths, right? And further maths is miserable. I would never do further maths. I didn't take further maths. But this maths paper 1 was so abysmal that even the further maths students were saying it was hard. How badly must you fuck up your paper to the point where people who do that paper I just showed you think it was easier than the paper you've given? Because I have to say, by the way, the type of question that came up, there was, do people here know geometric sequences? Because if you know what a geometric sequence is, then you'll be able to understand one of the things that came up. A geometric sequence is basically, it's like a linear sequence, except that where a linear sequence normally increases... Okay, let me give an example of a linear sequence. A linear sequence is like, if I write 2, 4, 6, 8, that's a linear sequence of 2n. It's a sequence where the term is equal to n, the nth term of that, times by 2. So the first term is 2, the second term, 2 by 2, 4. The third time, 2 by 3, 6, etc, 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 etc. A geometric sequence is where it is increased by the same multiplicative amount. So if we have something with the increase of times 2 each time, we would have 2, 4, 8, well, it would be 1, 2, 4, 8, on and on and on and on. This question used geometric sequences with trigonometric values. Trigonometric values are stuff like sine squared plus cos squared equals tan. No, sine squared plus cos squared equals 1, or 1 plus arctan, not arctan, you know, arctan equals, if it equaled 1, then it would be, cosine? Did I divide by sine there, or cos? I would have, no, I was dividing by sine, so that would be, cosine, yeah. So that's the type of stuff you have to deal with in trig values. This was making you do geometric values with trig values and requiring you to do a bunch of bullshit, which I did not enjoy, if you can't tell. Arctan sounds just sounds like a name. So what an Arctan is, I believe, I could be horribly wrong here, at which point Crom is going to murder me the minute I get off stream. Arctan is the inverse. It's an inverse tan, basically. Doesn't seem too bad. That was the easiest question on the paper, once you got to the hell parts. In my opinion. The easiest one was using trig values for shit like that. So anyway, yeah, I didn't like the paper very much. I thought it was bullshit. I signed the petition. Personally. Because... yeah. No. Fuck that. It was infinitely harder than any paper like that has been in the past. They are never normally that difficult. So, yeah. If I catch my stream on vacation now, as a slave driver, I should be able to watch my streams. Nice! Nice, hope you enjoy. Why is this dubbed the hardest realization? Because it's the hardest realization. What realization is easier, in your opinion? Oh, what realization is harder, in your opinion? I don't count Keitha as a realization, by the way, I just have to point out. Because in my opinion, Keitha isn't a realization, it's just an extension of the ensemble. Queen of Hatred. Yeah, the difficulty spike was vertical. And to explain why the difficulty spike being vertical is a bad thing, normally the way you actually tell grade boundaries is the scaling. You tell the scaling of stuff to determine, oh wow, you're fucked. I guess we can take 2 brace-ups. Sort of have to tank 2 brace-ups, really, or else they're just dead. So that one takes out that. You take out that in a slash. And then... okay. I thought you were at 20 charge, which means you take far less stagger damage. Okay, and then you still hit. Lovely. I should redo my Calc 3 module because it got murdered. Ah, damn. I hope that goes well for you when you do read it. Yeah, I just... okay. I now need to explain the reason why it's so problematic. Also, do we gain an extra light? Yeah, max light +1 at max level. Another reason why it is such a bad system is I now need to spend the next 3 months waiting for my results back. And in that time, there is nothing even remotely related to my exams that I could do that would change or fix or do anything to my results. Also, I did cancel that, don't worry. They did get cancelled. I'm honestly probably going to run out of time at this point. I hope you get your results. Thank you. I hope I do too. But yeah, because of that, we are going to be doing a lot more Runa. I'm going to be starting to do this as basically my full-time job. So look forward to that. More streams. Lots more streams. Please don't get bored of the streams, because that's going to be basically, yeah, a lot. There's going to be streams every day. Streams earlier. More videos, hopefully. Stuff like that. Much, much more content. Are we using Maxman until Apocalypse Bird? No, we don't really need to. Rolls are consistent enough. Never get tired? Thank you. Mr. Streamer, what's your favorite cookie? I really like a good... Okay, for anybody who's been to Subway, I'm assuming most people have been to Subway, I really like the white chocolate chip and macadamia nut. That's, like, top-notch. Top-notch cookie. Otherwise, what other cookies do I enjoy? I mean, I really enjoy a good caramel cookie. Good caramel cookie is quite nice. Okay, I can cancel 4. That's easy. Just 1, 2, 3. And then the last one remaining is a defensive dice, which means we do this to it, and then we do that again, and that'll do the trick. And that's like Subway cookies are good. Yeah, they are very good. Subway cookies are surprisingly good. Via the difficulty spike in another game that was so annoying painful. I got rushed by an army with my EQ being absolute trash to the point where I didn't stand my 2 main meat shields and trying to upgrade my eco while panicking. Ah, damn. What game was it? Out of curiosity. Because it sounds vaguely... whatchamacallit? Not tower defense-y. What am I trying to say? Words. Like... Hold on. I need to check if this... Yeah, Age of Empires. It sounds vaguely Age of Empires. The battle bricks. Interesting. I've never had a Subway cookie. I'm a Canadian without one in my immediate area. Ah, damn. Sorry to hear that. Subways are quite nice. I am a very simple man when it comes to a Subway. I really enjoy getting a meatball marinara. It's a meatball marinara, then I get a Coke and a cookie. And that's it. It's always the white chocolate macadamia nut, and I just have that. Because the really nice part about that, I don't know why I'm doing all this. I already settled that I don't need to do all this. This genuinely doesn't help me in the slightest. Right. Whoops. Yeah, the really nice thing for me was that my local Subway actually had not like a deal going on, but it was any student in the local area would get, God, how much off? It was like 50% off, which is a stupidly high amount off of a Subway. So I would just eat, especially when I was on a fencing camp when I was younger, I would just have Subways for every lunch, and that was that, which is quite nice. And they had on an anti-XP grind mechanic, which I find really goddamn stupid. In what Roblox game? Oh, Battle Bricks. So. Let's see. Anyway, time to rush them down. I keep forgetting we have these. You can draw 1 page. Oh, actually, I should probably restore 1 line. And I don't have them anymore, so... Can you use more than one prescription per turn? No, you can only use one prescript per turn. Have you been to one of those famous baked potato places in the UK? There are famous baked potato places? No, I've had baked potatoes myself because they're a classic British cuisine, but I've never been to a place specifically for it. Will of the prescription. That's like when you go to the doctors, you know? Will of the prescription. Okay. Once went to an onion museum? That's interesting. What do you do in an onion museum? I think you're confusing the prescripts with how the 4 trigrams work. Do you want me to show you? If that won't convince you. Now chat! Where is the prescript button? I should just click the prescript button. I should just get another prescript. I should... You stole it. It's actually for me. It's my prescript now. None of you can have it. I'll just use that turn to attack like that. Okay. What happened to ego pages? I don't have any yet. Have you and Jan's page even works? Okay, so Jan's page has 2 gimmicks. For one, you gain the ability to give somebody a prescript card, well, one person a prescript card per turn. And that prescript card will give you buffs. It will either give you 1 strength, 1 stagger and normal defense. It'll allow you to draw a page or draw 1 light, gain 1 light. There's no clue on Jan's page even work. And then, yeah, the second thing that also is, depending on the amount of positive or negative abnormality pages you get, it does certain things. I don't know, I've never used that one before, because why would you ever use the secondary function of it? Malkuth Castigation. Okay, so Castigation deals 5 times the roll range as some amount of damage. Let me check it. Different database. Cards, Castigation. So yes, Castigation deals bonus damage and stagger damage by 7 times the natural roll. So Matchsticks, what Matchsticks does is it increases the possibility of rolling a higher maximum roll. So if you use Matchstick Castigation on Malkuth and get Castigation down to be a 0 cost, which I don't think you can do because you'd have to somehow... I mean, if you only used her, you could get it down to a 0 cost, in theory. But then you'd be able to use Castigation each turn to deal 7 times the natural roll, which you can increase infinitely. The only thing that determines the maximum times you use it is the amount of matchlight you stack. So if you get, let's say, 50 matchlight, which would actually end up making the max roll 55, and you max roll, you then deal 385 damage as bonus damage. And that's the reason why it's so powerful. Because it's just bonkers. Okay, I want to put my sin on the birds. Start with, is the main idea. And then Maxim takes all the sin afterwards. These birds must hold my sins. In theory I can have you clash with them, right? Because if you clash that bird for me, and then I can brace up on you, and then you, if I clash you properly, so I don't need to do that. Oh no, you don't clash very well. Clash that, which then means I can put a brace up against you. Yeah. Is this about the everything is boundary of death? No, we're just talking about a strategy for Malkuth. Although that is, the infinite boundary of death works mod is something I am going to do in the future. Okay. You. Okay, so that should, in theory, be everything. The goal is just to keep it below 3 to start with, and then we use our Maxim to take all the stuff later, once the birds are dead. Grab Blade unlocks, you have about 3 free slots to put whatever cards you want, yeah. Oh! The birds already have it. Okay. The birds already have enough to do the funny. Oh. I guess dice value 30% of the max HP. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, nothing I can do about that, really, so... Unless I have target draws... No. Goes through resistances. I guess I can prevent the other damage. Wait. Gains 1 light. I'm an idiot. I clicked the wrong... Fuck. That was a mistake. Oh well. Live and you learn, chat. Hopefully I will be learning a lot from that. I would like you to get rid of both of your sin. And then you get rid of your sin. Okay, you're getting rid of one of yours. You don't need to get rid of yours because that's not how you work. You're getting rid of yours, and then brace up here. Okay. Now we go. First things first, mass attack does that. Really annoying, but what can you do? Hey, Kus, what do you miss? We are trying to do this fight, and hopefully it's going to go well. So we have a tank in the form of Maxim, and Maxim is going to take all of our sin for us, so then we can focus on getting gambling procs against them. And that's the idea. The advantage of using Maxim is the fact that Maxim takes basically no damage. Because Maxim is Maxim. So. Yeah. And we can just redirect that. Mr. 2 damage at a time? Who? I'm curious. I don't know who you mean by 2 damage at a time, I'm afraid. Let's quickly just... We all need to get one of our brace-ups off immediately, because then that means that we can actually clash like a normal person, which is quite helpful. I'm going to be using you to clash that. It's a 4... Well, it's a 9 to 7, so if we don't win a 9 to 7, something has gone horrifically wrong. Don't worry, I did notice that that's redirecting. Okay. Great. In theory, that should work. Olivia doesn't deal 2 damage per turn. Oh, do you mean when we were dealing 2 damage per turn? No, we don't need Olivia. It's better to have the punching bag. There we are, 1 proc. They are going to have so much burn by the end of this. PT has 50... That's like a worrying amount of burn, actually. Hold on. I might quickly switch them away. Because otherwise they're going to kill themselves to burn. Yeah, you switch to guarding stance. One moment. Switch to guarding stance. Thank you. They should no longer take damage from that, right? Turns out when you double status application, it doubles status application. Who could have guessed? You don't have any gambling passives, do you? Other than for healing purposes, there is literally no reason for it to attack them. Do you have any gambling passives? Yeah, they do. Do you have any gambling passives? No, you don't. So there's no reason for you to attack, other than healing, which is actually a fair reason to attack. So the goal, what we're doing now, chat, is we're just trying to keep our stuff below. Oh, hold on. It doesn't matter. We can afford 1 sanity. Yeah, okay. 1 sanity, 1 sanity. Sorry for even thinking about playing the game. Do you ever plan on continuing the no ego? Egoless. I do plan on continuing Egoless at some point, yeah. The only problem is, it just... As much as I like Egoless, it is a lot of time investment for something that doesn't really do all too well a lot of the time. Like, it's a lot of time investment on a challenge that is very exhausting for something that doesn't do too well, sadly. We'll set her after. Ominous power, ominous power. Brace up. Shiwan. Oh, I don't have more Shiwans? Okay. Yeah, the new thing we'll be spamming is Great Serpent's Impact. Because Great Serpent's Impact doesn't kill me. It's quite a nice feature it has called not dealing self-damage. I mean, I can just spam the Degraded Chain twice. No, nothing else to do, really. Does Eagleus mean... No, Eagleus is a Lobotomy Corp challenge. What Eagleus means is no ego gear. Could you please stop max rolling? Wait, do they not have the health wall? I could have sworn they had health wall. Oh, 2 procs. Lovely. Did I put Mind Hauler on you rather than... I see the issue. I am spotting a slight issue here. More protection. Okay, and we just keep hitting them over and over and over and over and over. You got rid of it for her boob? I see. How many attempts have there been? This is still the 3rd attempt. Believe it or not. They have 20 sin now. Jesus. Yeah, Maxim is incredibly sinful. Eagleus sounds very interesting. May challenge your base game knowledge. What Eagleus do you... Are you thinking about a different Eagleus than I'm thinking about? Oh, you now have 5 marks of sin. Okay. Good to know I can no longer use that against you. Sin does affect Bina, which is the reason why what I was about to do was about to get it killed. I was about to make a very big mistake, which would have cost me the entire attempt. I don't know if such costume. It's so weird seeing this man use a team. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. It's still weird to be using a team, honestly. Why did that play the evade sound effect? 1 proc. Two procs in a row, hell yeah. The problem is I'm going to run out of time to stream. Which is annoying. Like, I'm just going to leave the fight running and then I'll go do it off camera, but the issue is, that does mean that, you know, you won't be able to see the fight done to completion, because... Please don't clash my... No, stop that. That's really cursed. You keep recording? Yeah, it'll be recorded. I can post the recording on the, like, well, I don't have a second channel, but I'll post it on Listed. Through a rock playthrough it now, it's great. Ah, that's nice. Yen used to use more than one brace up. It doesn't matter. He can't gain more than 1 sin per turn. Wait, what? How did he have extra sin? Did you not hit him last turn? Oh, fuck. How did he gain the extra sin? That shouldn't have happened. You forgot to do it last turn? Oh, I must have. Well, pay out the nose. I fucked it up. Well, I guess we'll do that next time. I don't want to do that next time. I kind of have to do it next time. Right, well, see you all. If you did enjoy, please do consider liking, subscribing, joining the Discord, and following on Twitch. That'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, with that said,